Well, yes, everyone, we are back with the #1 podcast in North Carolina for community colleges with C-Double Sessions University Transfer Edition. I'm your host, Lucinda McNamara, Dean of University Transfer and Partnerships, and here with me are the sultry sounds of Kathie Lee, the tantalizing tones of Kathie Lee, the alluring audio of Kathie Lee.
I love that.
See?
Oh my gosh.
I knew we had others.
I'm so grateful for you going back and researching that.
And I think that we could come up with more. I'm just saying. What do you think, Kathie?
I think so. I had a thought of one last week. Now I don't remember what it was, of course, but sultry sounds. I wonder if it was like, delusional diva.
Divine dialogue.
Ooh, I'm going to write that down for next time. What do we got going on today?
Today's faculty spotlight guest is Chloe Priddy. Chloe is an instructor for the AFA theater program here at CFCC. She has worked for the college for 5 years.
5 years in the theater.
She's vested now.
Yeah, exactly. She's locked in. I do want to state, too, that we have a very special addition to today's podcast, and that is Mitchell. We have mic'd Mitchell. So when you hear our audio engineer's voice, you're going to be like, that's the guy? Yes,
that's
that
him.
is the guy. Give us a little preview, Mitchell.
This is my voice. It's Mitchell.
That's fantastic. All right, on to Chloe. Chloe Priddy.
Hi.
And you are.
Oh, thanks.
Isn't that nice? See,
Oh, I love that.
So thank you for coming into our incredible studio here. A lot of people have no idea how amazing it really is.
That's right.
So we're going to ask you a couple background questions. How long have you actually taught here at Cape Fear?
This is my 5th year.
Your 5th year. Okay.
Yes.
So what brought you to the Wilmington area?
So my husband is from Greenville originally, and he and I met when we were in grad school in Boston. And when we were just dating at the time, but when we were like being serious and finishing grad school, him being from Greenville, his sister lived in Wilmington. And so when we were dating, coming from Boston, we would come to Wilmington to just like Christmas vacation, spring break, whatever. Right. And then whenever we were done with Boston, we were like, let's go give Wilmington a try. And so.
All right. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Dallas.
Okay.
Originally.
And so both of you weren't like, we absolutely love Boston. We want to stay here.
Right. It's so funny. Like now I wish I would have given Boston more credit, but I was like, goodbye. I gave Boston a bad name. But now looking back, I wish I would have given it a try.
Right. Have you been to Boston, Kathie?
I have.
What do you think?
have.
Do you like it?
I thought it was cool.
What about you, Mitchell?
I was born in Brockton, Massachusetts.
No way.
I was.
Boston's the one place I have not been.
Oh, yeah. It is great.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
And I have a list of restaurants you should go to.
Wow. I will take them.
So what drew you to major in and teach theater/drama?
So when I was in high school, I was a good student. And I would get ahead in classes. I would take summer school to get ahead. And so I had an open class period. And I took theater as an elective just because I had an opening that needed to be filled. And my older sister had done theater and she was like, it's easy, you'll be fine. So I do the class, and in one of those like meet the teacher meetups, my theater teacher was telling my mom that I had like a great presence and a great face for the stage and that I should audition. And I was like, absolutely not. I will not do that. But I was down to help, but I would do like backstage work. And so I signed up to do costumes, and I lied actually on my like application saying that I had done like I had hair, makeup, costuming experience, but I was put on the crew and did every single show that my high school did. And then when I realized you could do this for a living, I then did it in college and moved to Chicago after undergrad. And then I went to Boston for grad school. And so that's kind of it. Like I found my calling, I guess, like in high school, just extracurricular activities and loved it. And I am like a voice for like, you can do theater and you can be a part of storytelling, but you don't have to be an actor. Because I feel like so many times people think of theater and they think of like directing, acting, but I'm like, there's so much more.
So did you never get on stage?
I never did.
What?
I never did. It's a thing I ever was interested in. And even to this day, I'm like, you would have to kill me first. I know I'm like stressed when my dreams are like, you have to go on stage.
Right.
Because like an actor didn't show up for the show or whatever.
Right.
And it's always like, you know what their costume is. So you have to go on for them. And I'm always like on stage terrified. I don't know what the lines are, but I know what they're wearing.
But that teacher saw something in you, Chloe.
She's still like my hero. I love her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you are so right. I think there are a lot of kids that do shy away from theater in high school for that reason. They're like, oh my God, get in front of people?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
But then you talk to them about, costuming or set design or lights or whatever.
Mhm.
And it's just like, you're right.
Yeah.
A lot of other things.
You really, I feel like you like can find community. You can find your storytelling, your art in it without having to be on stage.
Yeah.
I illustrate it in a way of like when you think of the credits of movies, you sit and watch the actors for like 2 minutes, but then there's like 20 minutes of everybody else. That's backstage folks,
Right.
It takes
a village.
It takes a village.
It does.
Yes.
Bring it back.
So you have been teaching here at Cape Fear for about 5 years.
Yes.
What have you noticed about the differences in the students since you began teaching?
So I applaud them so much. They know themselves so well in the like, I get a lot of like, this is what works for me and this is what doesn't work for me in terms of their learning style. And I'm like, good on you. I would have never been able to like put language to that.
That's a really good point.
They also have a very like we mentality, and I also appreciate that.
I do too. But you're right. Like, I don't think that, especially when I was growing up, anybody had us advocate for ourselves or we even knew like what our learning styles were or things like that. So that is a really good point.
And it better helps me too, because now like we can meet on the same page somewhere, So
Yeah. Well, are you ready for the rapid fire, Chloe? It's going to come at you. Yep. Insert the sound effects. Kathie, I'll let you start.
What is your most favorite thing about your job?
It's my subject. I could talk about theater for forever. And this is also why this was so exciting, because I was like, come and talk about theater. Yes, I would do it all day, every day. So I love the lecture classes where I get to just talk about theater. And it's a lot of times like conversation with students, and they give back so much too. That's my favorite.
So is it all the aspects of theater that you like talking about, or is it mostly costuming and makeup?
Really all of it. Because I mean, we could talk about acting for a long time,
right?
Even though that's not my like practice, but I just know it, being in it. And especially as a costume designer, you have to know the character as well as the actor knows the character, because you're putting clothes on them.
Right.
And like, even just using us as an example, like I could have 3 characters in a play who are all teachers, but yet none of us are the same,
Yeah.
And so like you have to know Kathie as the character of Kathie intimately, like the actor would know. In order to clothe you this way, you'd have to know Lucinda.
Right. Like what would Kathie wear?
Yeah. Whenever I talk about acting in my theater appreciation, I will say stuff like, how do you drink your coffee? How do you drink your coffee? Like, even if in the play, it doesn't specifically say how the character is going to drink their coffee, you as the actor have to give your character that, because how do you drink your coffee?
Right. Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee.
Kathie, how do you drink your coffee?
Black.
Mitchell, how do you drink coffee?
Very sugary.
So you see what I mean? Like, it's also, this is just like a simple little question, but if you were characters, it would have this like real life authenticity to it.
Gives some depth.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I could talk about theater stuff
I can
for
see that.
forever. Acting, design, playwriting, playwrights. I love Shakespeare. I mean, oh gosh, I could do it forever.
This is great.
I love it.
Then what is your least favorite thing about your job?
So the service hours, which I was like, LOL, can I say that? But
Please say it.
it's really because like, especially in the arts building as theater folks, we do so much service hours, like before the service hours were even a thing. And so that's why whenever I get emails that are like, here's this thing or this committee or this whatever, and you can be a part of it, here you can get service hours. I'm like, it's like a rotten carrot. You're just like dangling.
I love this. I wish more people would talk candidly here on C Double Sessions.
I exponentially blow out the service hours. So it's like, I don't need that temptation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah. And just, to clarify for our one listening audience member, is that service hours, it really depends on your discipline.
Yeah.
So art, music, theater, science with their labs, they have pretty much built-in service hours. Where you get into other departments like humanities, social behavioral science, English, math, we have a writing lab, a math lab, but then, the social behavioral science and humanities, they have service hours. Most faculty have 7 service hours. 2 of those have to now be kind of structured. And that's part of our way of our SACS accreditation process, showing how we do student support services and things like that. But yeah, you're one of the lucky disciplines that they're wrapped in.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like, theater is putting in way more service hours than anybody, you know, especially during production week and things like that.
Yeah.
So service hours.
Interesting. I forgot
I
that.
like that answer.
Oh, yeah. So what sound or noise do you love?
So I have a baby, and like that little giggle is the best.
That is a great answer. You probably have many recordings of it, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can listen to it over and over.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So what sound or noise do you hate?
I hate the sound of chewing, you know?
This is my mother-in-law. I know we talk about her too often on this podcast, and thankfully she doesn't listen to it because she smacks when she chews, and it drives me insane.
I relate so much.
I do love you, but yeah, I'm
Just
with you.
close your mouth and like.
Well, and now like I get hyper aware though of when I'm eating something that's loud. Like if I eat an apple, you know what I mean? Do you realize how loud an apple is in a silent room?
But a crunch is different than like
Right.
when you are chewing.
Let's really break this down, Chloe. I want to hear about the chewing part. Note to self: don't eat around Chloe.
No.
Other than eating with your mouth shut, what one piece of advice do you have for college students?
So I have lots of sayings that I always tell my students, and the one I want to say for this is no experience is wasted. So I'm always like, whatever you're interested in, anything that sparks joy, try it. If there's something in you that's like, I am curious about truck driving, let's just say, take the class, like just try it. Because even if ultimately you don't go down that avenue, that's at least a door closed that you know, or that what you have learned will inform some sort of choice. So bringing this back to theater, when it comes to like, if you're an actor, and I would encourage you to try lighting, try set design, try costume design, because even if that is not ultimately what you're going to do, you will learn stuff that will inform your choices as an actor. No experience is wasted.
That is such a good piece of advice.
Yes.
And I feel like that you don't realize that until you've had that experience where you didn't like it and you're like, God, what a waste of time. But then
But it's
like in
not,
retrospect, you're like, at least I know I don't like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. I felt that way about a couple of my internships.
I mean, closing the door is a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. Take it off the list.
Yes.
What are 2 college transfer major options for someone interested in theater, drama, or costuming?
So typically there are 2 tracks. There's like the acting track and then the backstage kind of track. In the acting track, you could go in a route that is acting, directing, playwriting. In the backstage track, you could do stage management. You could do any of the designs, set, costumes, lights, props, sound. And so that's really where those focus. And then different schools are going to have they'll call it different things. So like perhaps there is theater education or something, you know, and so some places might have that, some places might not. But even still, that would like fall within one of these tracks if you were interested.
So what was your track?
Mine was design. My undergrad is theater design and production, and then my master's is costume design. So I always was like very straight and narrow on the costume.
You did a couple of entries for the faculty art show,
Sure
right?
did.
Yes, I remember that now. Okay.
Yeah, that was my thesis.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That was mine.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
If I could like relive my life again, I would either build airplanes, like the person who like does the math to make it fly, because like that is incredible to me that like tons of pounds are just flying.
Like aviation and
Right.
aeronautics? Or
Yes.
something? Is that what it is?
That's absolutely a miracle to me that is. So I want to like do the math to like make that happen.
You would build planes.
Or I would do something with like paleontology, dinosaur something.
This is
'Cause
so different.
it's so cool. I mean, that's also like amazing to me.
Thinking about the weight of the plane, do you like flying?
No.
Yeah.
It just, no. I mean, I think it is amazing that you can get somewhere so quickly, you know, via flight, but
Yeah. It's so unnatural.
but I'm not in the plane being like, wee. I'm like, God, I can't wait to land.
Yeah, right. And so where's the dinosaur thing come from?
I think dinosaurs are cool.
Yeah.
And it's always just, all of these things are like, it is just amazing to me that this is real and exists and that that's somebody's job.
Right.
And then the last thing of this that I would also do is in museums, like art museums specifically, the paragraph that accompanies each thing that sort of talks about, I would love to be the person to write that. Like that is amazing to me too.
Wow, these are very specific and different things.
I just love these jobs, like that people have that job to like know what Van Gogh was going through in his life, to like be able to write something that like why this painting means whatever and what this like this little figurine means or whatever. Like that's amazing.
The world is yours. You can go out there and do anything, really. So what profession would you not want to attempt?
Yeah, so I do think like law enforcement is not for me. I would probably just like let people go and be like, the system is broken. It's not your fault.
Right. Learn from this and move on.
You'd be crying. I'm sorry. Please go ahead. I didn't mean to arrest you. Go ahead.
I also could not do like surgery, stuff like that. I'm too squeamish for that.
But you're so good with stitch.
I know. Isn't that kind of funny? Like
That's a whole different ballpark.
Right.
Yeah.
Stitching skin is
Totally
different. So wait, when you have to do stage makeup for like scars and stuff?
Yeah. I do it all the time, and actually that's my lesson tomorrow in makeup is like blood and gore and stuff. But it's makeup.
So you're like, this isn't real.
Yeah. All the time I will like do a bruise or some like gash wound, and I send a picture to my mom to be like, guess what happened or whatever.
That's great. Sorry, Mom.
Do you want to ask your favorite question, or do you want to stay in order?
We can stay in order.
Okay. So Lucinda's favorite question is, what is your favorite film?
I really like Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's new that came out.
Yes.
I really like that. I like Whiplash.
Oh.
I like Ratatouille. You didn't like it?
It just made me sad.
Yeah. So I'm anything that's like great writing, great acting, I'm there.
Yeah. And Ratatouille.
Ratatouille I think is so good.
And dude, what about the like hot dog fingers and everything?
I know, it's so good. That's the like phenomenal writing. Like who to have thought of that is so good.
I feel really bad for the editors of that movie because I don't know how they kept it all together.
Yeah.
At some point I would have been just like, it's a macabre of craziness.
Yes.
I'm out.
And the costumes in it too are wild because it's like the daughter would wear something. You know how they would just have like, it's like montage of just like cut of these things. And it's like you're making a whole costume for like a half of a second.
It's crazy.
Times like how many?
No, that's a good one.
It was impressive. It's an impressive movie.
Right. And then Whiplash, like obsessive dedication.
Yeah.
And how that can kind of go overboard.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yes.
But it was very well done.
It's
too.
just, Ratatouille has good, beautiful music. If you ever just like play the music without actually watching it, it's really, really, really lovely.
We'll have to do that. So finally, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self about your future?
This has so much informed what is now my educational philosophy because I was so obsessed with like the right answer. And I was a student who was like, I'll memorize and regurgitate. So like, tell me anything, tell me the right answer. I will commit it to memory. I will know it and I will give it back to you perfectly. And I feel like now being on what I call this side of the desk, I robbed myself so much of like discovery, like the journey of learning. And so I wish I would go to my younger self and be like, mistakes are a good thing because that is learning, you know? And like, if you know sewing, there's seam allowance. Does this mean anything to you? Okay. So like I want to, you know, I was new and I forgot to add seam allowance to a thing. Right. And that is going to make it too small. But I'll never forget that. Right. You know what I mean? So like, it was a mistake. There was like a lot of shame and I was like really upset in the moment, but I learned from it and I will never forget that.
Yes.
Anyway, just that like journey of learning is so important and so good that I'm like, I don't need you to memorize all these like playwrights and when they were born. You can Google that. It's whatever. What I want is you to like discover their sort of style or what they had to say, what you like about them, what you don't like about them, you know, like critical thinking, I guess, is part of it.
But I guess, I mean, you're touching on a really good part here because I think a lot of our students are afraid to make mistakes and then they rely on technology to get them through that. Yeah. And then they do get robbed of organically learning anything. Organic learning, it just seems to be gone. But, you know, is anybody watching Day Zero on Netflix?
No, I haven't started
when
yet.
we have the cyber terrorist attack and everything goes down, we got to learn. We got to have some organic learning going on, man.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, I love lessons that are like on your feet, activities, everyone's participating, you know, and I'm always like, there's no wrong answer. It's just your opinion about this thing. And
so that's really good advice. Chloe, thank you.
Thank you.
For coming
this was
in.
fun.
No,
I could talk about theater all day. So
I know.
This is fun.
So if you have any questions about theater, you can go visit Chloe in the WA building. She will answer all your questions and then some.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks y'all. This was great.
Kathie, when this podcast drops, it's going to be St. Patrick's Day, potentially. Ooh,
Yes.
the Irish.
Ooh, yes.
Or you can watch that horror movie, I'm a Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
Wait, do you like that one, Mitchell?
Oh, I love Leprechaun.
Really? Oh. So give us an idea of some things that are going to be happening next week.
Ooh, we've got lots of fun events coming out for student activities. On Monday, March 17th, of course, is Happy St. Patrick's Day. Luck of the Irish to you. The Lucky Hunt. Welcome to CFCC's Lucky Scavenger Hunt. Follow the clues, explore campus resources, and collect secret codes to enter our Get Lucky raffle. She's up all night to get some. He's up all night to get lucky. Starting at 8 a.m. Check out the CFCC public-facing calendar for the link. NLC presents Motivation Monday with Daniela Ayers, architect at LS3P, 2 p.m. in U152. On Wednesday, March 19th, part-time career fair, 10 a.m. in the L Building ground floor lobby. CFCC Counseling, Cultivating Calm. Did you know that taking care of a plant can help to reduce psychological and physiological stress? Come pick up your free succulent and say hi to your CFCC counselors. 10 a.m. Union Station lobby, and also March 20th on North Campus in the McKeithen Center atrium. Thursday, March 20th, Career Discovery Night. IT programs, 6 p.m. North Campus. Friday, March 21st, CFCC Counseling. Mental Health First Aid Certification class, 9 a.m. Downtown Campus. 2025 Cape Fear Community College Department of Fine Arts Student Exhibition, 6 p.m. Wilma W. Daniels Gallery. The following are the student club meeting times and locations. On Mondays, Math Club, 10 a.m. S603 and NB 233. Rugby Club meeting, 12 p.m. in S501. Tuesdays, Political Science Club, 2 p.m. S315. So Crafty Club, 2:30 to 3:30, WA 3018. Feminist Alliance Club meeting, 3:30 in the L Building cafeteria. SGA General Assembly meeting, 4:15 p.m. in L107. Wednesdays, Anthropology, 1 p.m., A316. Rugby Club, 1 p.m., A317. NAMI, 2 p.m., A317. Philosophy Club, 2 p.m., U291. Portals Literary Arts Magazine meeting, 2 p.m., S310. Los Diablos Marinos, Spanish Club, 3 p.m., S202. Beats Lab, 3:30 p.m., WA 2010. On Thursdays, Portals, CFCC Literary Arts Magazine meeting, 2 p.m. S310. Pride Club meeting at 2 p.m. Contact cfcc.pride@cfcc.edu for meeting details. Esports Club meeting, 5 p.m. U252. And on Fridays, Tabletop Club meeting, 12 p.m. in WA 2010.
It's a lot of good stuff, Kathie.
Yeah, lots of neat stuff for March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Down with it.
that's going to be fun. I want to go on the Lucky Hunt.
And now a word from our sponsor. As the days get longer, prioritizing quality sleep becomes even more crucial for overall health and well-being. And a comfortable, supportive mattress is key to achieving that. Who do you turn to? Well, you turn to Sea Devil Sleep. Sea Devil Sleep mattresses provide the support, alignment, and temperature regulation that allows for improved quality sleep. Try the Restful Ray series for premium comfort. Sea Devil Sleep, the A+ mattress for your slumber.
Is that real?
I just wrote it.
I love it.
I thought we had mattresses all of a sudden.
I thought maybe you'd actually solicited a sponsor.
No, but I think that if we start saying that we have sponsors, maybe someone
That
will
could be
like,
fun.
Okay, I thought you were being so serious.
No, I wrote that while I was eating my lunch. Okay, listener, I know there are some dates and deadlines always lingering out there for university transfer, and we have resident drama instructor Jack Landry on board to fill you in.
Hello, everyone. Here are the events from March 17th through March 31st. Monday, March 17th, the advising period begins for summer and fall of 2025. Won't that be fun? You can pick your summer and fall classes. Yay. Also on Monday, March 17th, Appalachian State University is here, and they have an info visit at 11 a.m. in the Union Station lobby. Tuesday, March 18th, Eastern Carolina University is at the North Campus on the 18th from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Go Pirates! North Campus NA building is where they'll be. Wednesday, March 19th, Eastern Carolina University transfer visit is downtown in the Union Station upper lobby, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's Wednesday, March 19th. So if you're keeping track, on Tuesday they're at North Campus. On Wednesday, they're downtown. Thursday, March 20th, one more school, the University of Rhode Island, their transfer visit is in the Union Station lobby also from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Thursday, March 20th. Those are the events from March 17th through March 31st. Happy spring.
Man, I just really love getting to know Chloe.
That was so much fun.
It was.
And I can truly relate. My husband and I were in community theater for many, many years, and I was on the board of directors as well as the treasurer, and we were on stage for a few shows.
This is where the voice comes from, Kathie.
Yeah.
Finally.
And I also did some backstage, and then we got our youngest daughter involved, and we did little children's version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Aw, children's theater.
And our little girl was a squirrel, and I was the stage manager. And so after we finally went on and everything's turned over to me, I'm calling the show and I'm back there with my little headphone and I'm sitting in with my little light and my husband's running sound up in the sound booth and I'm like, cue lights. And then all I know is my husband suddenly says, "You've got to whisper. The audience can hear you."
But what a great voice to hear.
I guess so. I didn't hear any complaints.
No. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes, that was my one and only stint as a stage manager.
Yeah. Well, no, that'll work.
But yeah, it was fun.
So, middle of March, everyone's back from spring break. This is time to get serious. You know, students are going to start disappearing from class once the weather officially gets better, especially since we've had this really crappy winter. And so I just want to remind all the students that, don't give up now, man. You've come this far.
That's right.
Keep going.
You can do it.
We are almost to the end of the semester. So please just hang in there.
Yeah, like two more months, really.
I mean, not even. It's crazy.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to think about.
And I know it's going to be very tempting when it's warm out, but just stay the course. Stay the course.
That's right.
All right, what do we tell them, Kathie?
Go to class.
Sea Devil Sessions University Transfer Edition is brought to you by CFCC's Community Relations Department. Original theme music by Adam Moxley White. Audio engineering and editing by Mitchell White. For questions or comments, please contact us at seadevilsessions@cfcc.edu.